The 2026 Chevy Equinox is more than an SUV. It's your Sunday tailgate and your parking lot snack bar. Your lucky jersey, your chairs, and your big cooler fit perfectly in your even bigger cargo space. And when it's go time, your 11.3-inch diagonal touchscreen's got the playbook, the playlist, and the tech to stay a step ahead. It's more than an SUV. It's your Equinox. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Good sleep is everything. That's why Ollie's Science Bag Support is made with a blend of melatonin and L-theanine for both kiddos and grown-ups. So when your mind won't switch off, you've got something that can help. Your racing thoughts and restless nights won't stand a chance. Find Ollie Sleep Solutions for the whole family at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
This is Optimal Health Daily. Lift weights, chase eternal glory by Jessi Kneeland of jessikneeland.com. And I'm Dr. Neil, your host and narrator. Hey there, welcome back to another edition of Optimal Health Daily. This is where I read to you from some of the best health and fitness blogs on the web, kind of like an ongoing audiobook. Now, we have a bunch of shows covering a bunch of different topics. Check them all out by searching for Optimal Living Daily wherever you're hearing this. All right, and with that, let's get right to today's post and start optimizing your life. Lift weights, chase eternal glory by Jessi Kneeland of jessikneeland.com. I sat down to write about the things that feel good to me about working out. One of the messages that I'm absolutely passionate about spreading is that your choice of exercise should feel good to you. Not after, like, I'm glad I did that, or I like seeing the results, but actually during your workout. The endorphins, the feeling of embracing a challenge and succeeding, and the pleasure of moving your body should feel delicious. I plan to write a list of all of the reasons that working out feels good, but I got sidetracked by one singular idea. Every workout, I am essentially chasing 3 to 5 seconds of absolute soul-changing glory. I may work out 4 days a week for 45 to 60 minutes, but it's always in pursuit of those moments of glory, the last rep of a heavy lift. That's what I crave so deeply. The whole thing, the coffee, the warm-up, the mobility drills, the work sets, the whole thing is done so that I may come alive for 1 to 2 money reps, maybe just once in each workout. What is a money rep? It's the moment at the end of your set when you're not sure if you can do another rep, but then you give it your absolute all. It also happens to be where real gains in strength and muscular development are made. I know myself and my body pretty well at this point, and I typically won't attempt a rep that I will fail if I don't want to be training to failure, which I usually don't. So I very rarely miss an attempted rep. But sometimes there is a moment during that last rep when I'm not sure I will succeed. It is exactly that moment, as the barbell is slowing down and I'm not sure if I can make it, that holds within it the eternal glory I'm chasing. Time slows down. Adrenaline and testosterone flood my body. I trigger a fight or flight response 4 days a week, and I live for it. I'm a superhero for that one endless, vivid moment. That rep is my meditation. Normally, my mind is multitasking with a whirlwind of thoughts, ideas, doubts, and distractions. But there is exactly 0 space for those things during a tough lift. My mind gets quiet. It has to. I'm giving 100% of my attention and effort to this one physical challenge. And inside my head, as colors get sharper and time is bending, I become my most whole and peaceful and complete version of myself. I don't want to be anywhere else because I don't know that anywhere else exists. I forget everything but me, here, now, my body, this lift. It all happens in the fraction of a second. I always visualize my success before I attempt the lift. And then, halfway through the rep, the bar isn't moving anymore. And I wonder if I should just quit. And I'm scared, and I'm small, and I don't know why I put myself through this. But I'm still holding steady, and flashes of my visualization start peeking through, and I keep pushing and picturing it, and now I'm growing bigger. I'm fearless now. The bar is moving again. I'm the size of the whole universe now. I'm a god, and now I can push just a little harder. I can gather just the tiniest bit more strength, power, speed. In that moment when time slows down and I go through this process in my head, my old identity dies and my new identity is born. Before, I was someone who couldn't do that. Now, I am someone who did it anyway. I am forever changed by these moments because there is a ghost of that eternal God that I am able to carry with me after for minutes, hours, or days. Through lifting weights, I die and am reborn 4 days a week. Every time, the ghost becomes a shade darker. I get a tiny bit closer to the superhero that I am during those moments. This is how lifting makes me a better person. This is why I love it, why I crave it, and why I want to teach people to chase the joy of it rather than the aesthetic outcomes. This is why I believe everyone, especially young women, need to lift weights or find another physical practice that takes them to a place of glory. It's a practice in dying and being reborn, in letting go, and in courage. It's a practice in shedding your old skins that no longer serve you, in living in the moment, and in believing in yourself. It's the practice of peace and relief and love and joy. Lifting weights can be the practice of loving yourself, if you let it. This might not make sense to you. If you've never given 100% of your effort to a physical challenge, you may have never experienced anything like this. In fairness, this might not actually make sense to anyone. But if this makes even the slightest hint of sense, if you've ever used your body for a challenge and felt anything like what I'm describing, then please indulge me for a moment. This is what I'm in the fitness industry for, and what I know I'm supposed to be spreading. Obviously, it's totally okay if you work out for a totally different reason, or even for a whole bunch of different reasons. This is certainly not mutually exclusive to other forms of motivation. But if you can reach even one person with this message, then it was worth the embarrassing transparency of writing down how spiritual, beautiful, and important those 2 to 5 seconds of my workouts are for me. I imagine how different society would be if everyone lifted weights as a means to authentic, autonomous empowerment, instead of just a way to look hot. Let's chase eternal glory instead of skinny jeans. You just listened to the post titled, Lift Weights, Chase Eternal Glory by Jessi Kneeland of JessiKneeland.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. If you're a small business, the right hire can be make or break. Hoping the right people see your job posting isn't the best growth strategy. When the pressure's on and you need the right hire, this is a job for sponsored jobs. Join the 3.3 million employers worldwide that use Indeed to connect with quality talent that fits their needs. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results. When you need the right person to cut through the chaos, this is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs.
From athletic stuff like a full court pickup game, swish, to athlete-ish stuff like a half-mile stroll. Get those steps in. Head to Sierra or Sierra.com for the brands you want at the prices that let you do it all. From athletic to athlete-ish, Sierra's got it.
Dr. Neal here for my commentary. In today's post, the author, Jessi Kneeland, said that lifting weights helps her become a better person. Feeling like a superhero in those moments of exercise is empowering and starts to positively affect other areas of her life too. It's taught her perseverance and to believe in herself. In fact, there are studies that have found that participating in physical activity and even resistance training can improve self-confidence. Now, my example is going to be a little bit more literal, but personally, I found that I'll sometimes use my workout routines to help me get tasks done at work. So I love training using what's called the pyramid method, especially when I'm doing any kind of resistance training. The pyramid method looks something like this. I start my resistance training workout with a light weight, and I will lift that weight for a lot of repetitions. So I'll lift that weight a number of times, let's say 10 times. Then I'll rest and increase the weight, but then decrease the amount of repetitions I perform. So again, let's say I start training by doing 10 squats at a very light weight. I take a quick rest, then I increase the weight a bit and only perform 9 squats at this new, slightly heavier weight. Then I take another quick rest, increase the weight again, and perform 8 squats. I take another rest, increase the weight a bit more, and perform 7 squats. I'll repeat this pattern until I perform 1 squat at a pretty heavy weight. Now, how could I possibly apply this to my work? Well, sometimes when, say, my unread emails are starting to pile up and stress me out, I'll make a deal with myself. I will use the pyramid method. I will only check and respond to 10 emails right now. Then I will take a quick break and work on something else. I will then come back to my unread emails and read and respond to 9 of them. Mentally, it feels so good to know that as I keep at it, I'm decreasing the amount of work I have to do each time, and that motivates me to come back to the task and finish it. So, as today's author Jessi said, if you incorporate some resistance training into your life, you may find it changes you in ways you couldn't have even imagined. All right, that'll do it for today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And don't forget, I'll be back here tomorrow for our usual Friday Q&A episode. So I hope to see you there where your optimal life awaits.